Have you ever wanted to know your roots, where you've come from, your deep down DNA to the single point of existence? DNA, what does it mean? Dick, not ass. Okay. We are gonna test my DNA. We're gonna clone me, or the American government. I think this is American. The American government is gonna clone me, and we're gonna see how many of us we can get. Okay, well, first off, this is scary. Okay, so instructions. It's like a little unboxing. Instructions, and then a giant biohazard caution virus. Oh, I was right. It was American. Houston, Texas. And then we're gonna go to the Cowboys. Open the test kit and lay out the unopened vial on a clean surface. Okay, well that's done. Right. What's the next? Open the test. Remove the cheek swab from its wrapper and use the swab head to scrape the inside of your cheeks while rotating the swab for 60 seconds. What? Just one cheek, not both? Make sure to produce saliva. Okay. Oh, that's so fucking weird. Look at that. It's like got little bristles on the end. Ew! Yeah! Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. In front of the camera, you're gonna get a close-up of this. Okay. For 60 seconds? Hold on. Am I going to put a timer? Yes, I'm going to put a timer. Timer for... Oh shit, that's like 30 minutes. Hold on. A minute. Okay. I'm gonna hate this. I'm up. Wow, that is hot. Open the vial and insert the swab end down. Oh, whoa. Break the swab against the inside edge. Done. Leaving the swab inside. Close the vial cap tightly. How tight? Enough to open, right? Also, look at my hair. I've been away for a while. A lot of stuff has changed, alright? My hair is different. I've got... Where is it? I've got a nose piercing. A lot has changed. New tattoo. Although you already knew about that, but it's fine. Plans for 2025? I don't know. Place the closed vial on the cotton pad. In the clip. Why on it? What does it change? Do not drop! Oh. That could have gone bad real quick. Place the bag with the vial in the enclosed address and seal the envelope. That's it? Nothing else? I don't give you anything else? Is this even gonna fit? Maybe I have to... Come on, man! Come on! I mean, not gonna lie, as much as this is like somewhat real thing, I can't get it in. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Awesome. Verified, first-hand, 2025 King Mitch DNA. That's crazy. That's crazy. Knowing me, it's just gonna come back. Results white. Pay the postage. I have to pay my own postage. Please ensure to check the local requirements for delivering parcels. A customs declaration might be required. Once the lab receives sample, will inform you. But now what I've got to do is pay for postage, get it sent there, get my results, and then we can find out together. Oh, we can find out together what it's going to say. So that's the end for this episode, because I've got to wait for the results before we can do the rest. So you're going to have to wait a month before you see me again. I'm busy. Work is busy. You know, I wish I could do this as a job, but guess what? I don't get paid, and YouTube's system is a bit... You know what? It's okay. It's okay. But you see me, you see my face. It's been a while. Got a somewhat mullet thing going on. Got a nose piercing. I got a tattoo. Might get another one this year. Don't know yet. It really hurts. But yes. Now we wait 4 to 6 weeks, which is a month and a bit. And hopefully we get my results. So I'll see you in 4 to 6 weeks. See you then. It has now been 3 months, 2 months now. I can't remember. By the time recording this, probably 2 months. I've already had it for a couple of weeks. I forgot about the video, but I've got it ready now. So, do you mind? Anyway, we have now received my DNA, my cloning. It's here. Right. Now this is the part that we're waiting for, the ethnicity estimate. So this tells me they cloned me. No, it doesn't. It tells me where, like, the most DNA, like the higher percentage of my DNA. So let's find out what my highest percentage is. Watch it be like 1% Lithuanian. I don't know. Let's see. Close my eyes. 3, 2, 1. Did I click it? Oh, yes, I did. Okay. I don't know where I am. I can't see. Hello? That's it? That's it? Damn! I am white. White with a capital WH. White. Should I read these in... No, I should not. I was going to say, should I read these in accents? I should not. Britain has been populated continuously for at least the past 15,000 years, since the last ice age came to an end. The ethnic landscape in this region has evolved through waves of conquest and migration. Is it conquest, though? Or is it called something else? Over time, these migrations have involved the pre-Celtic groups, the Brythonic Celts, Celtics? I don't know how to say it. The Romans, Germanic tribes such as the Angles and Saxons, the Danes or Norse, and the Normans. Okay? Thus, English ethnicity is a complicated mix of Britannic, Celtic, Roman, Germanic, Norse, and Norman influences. Okay. English culture, politics, law, and technology developments have influenced world history in an enormous way. The result of Britain's huge empire and position as the world's preeminent superpower in the 19th century. At that time, the sun was said to never set on the British Empire, and Britain ruled over a quarter of the world's people. Industrialization, the steam engine, railways, steamships, and steel production are just some of the world-changing inventions English people were responsible for, along with colonization. Anyway, Oh, Scottish and Wales. Scotland and Wales. Wait. Oh, Scotland and Wales were sitting by the Celts as they moved across. Oh, and it stopped. And came to dominate Western Europe in the first millennium BCE. What marks Scottish and Welsh ethnicity as distinct from English on the island of Britain is that after the Romans withdrew from Britain altogether in 1410 CE, England was settled by two Germanic groups called the Angles and Saxons, whereas the Celtic dimension remained strong in Scotland and Wales. There were also Brittonic Celtic kingdoms and parts of what became England, such as Cornwall. Oh. Is Cornwall the one that has like the very thick accent? They sound like shit. People say they sound like sheep or cows. I can't remember. Scottish and Welsh ethnicity did not remain entirely Celtic in its composition. Many Norse groups colonised part of the Orkneys and the Western Hebrides of Scotland in medieval times, and like all parts of Britain, Wales and Scotland have experienced migration from overseas in modern times. Many people of Scottish and Welsh ethnicity are also found today throughout former parts of the British Empire, like the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Oh. Scottish and Welsh culture have distinctive elements, with Scottish Gaelic, with Welsh both being Celtic languages. Wales is famed for its lamb, while Scotland is famous for haggis, a national dish made from offal. It sounds god-awful. Anyway, both countries have also produced some of the world's finest poets, including Robert Burns in the case of Scotland and Dylan Thomas from Wales. Don't know either of them. In ancient times, the Low Countries, Netherlands, wow, that was just a punch to the face within the first sentence. The Low Countries, brackets, Netherlands, were inhabited by Celtic and Germanic people such as the Frisians and Batavi, while other parts of Western Europeans were extensively colonized by the Romans and conquered by new Germanic arrivals in late antiquity. The marshy lands of the Low Countries, particularly in the southern regions, remain less influenced by Roman occupation, and Dutch people today remain strongly descended from these groups. Maybe that's why I'm so tall. I do know Dutch people are incredibly tall. And, strongly, I forgot where I was. Thus, the northern province of the Netherlands is called Friesland, after the Frisians. In the late 18th century, was called the Batavian Republic. Dutch as a language is a West Germanic language which has evolved from the tongue spoken in this area in the time of the Frisians and Batavi. I'm just going to say that. Dutch ethnicity has spread to other parts of the world owing to colonial activity. In particular, many of the Afrikaans or Boer people of South Africa are descended from Dutch settlers, while there are also ethnically Dutch people in countries like Brazil, the United States, Argentina, Canada, Indonesia, Australia, and Suriname? God, I feel dyslexic today. The Netherlands has become known for being one of the pioneering liberal states of Europe. In the 17th century, the Netherlands enjoyed a golden age of Dutch culture when the finest painters of the continent, such as Rembrandt van Rijn, Johannes Vermeer, and Frans Hals worked there. Dutchmen like and Hugo were also some of the great philosophers and political scientists of early times. Ireland is a relatively remote part of Europe, really, and has not experienced as much conquest and settlements by different groups as most other European countries. The Celts became dominant there in the middle of the first millennium and remained so for over 1,000 years. In medieval times, the Vikings established settlements on the mouths of the island's biggest rivers. This grew into some of the country's largest cities like Dublin and Waterford. Further changes occurred from 1169 after expeditions of Norman knights from Wales and England arrived and began conquering, is that the word, Ireland for the English crown. Hence, Irish ethnicity today is primarily a mix of Celtic, Norse, and British influences. There are traces of these ethnic markers in the country's culture. Irish is a Celtic language, though English is a majority language owing to the conquest and colonization. There's the word we want! Of the island by England. Resistance to colonial rule has also shaped the national psyche profoundly over the centuries. Oh yeah. The Irish diaspora is one of the largest in the world for such a small country. Millions of people lived the island in the 19th century, settling in large numbers in cities like New York, Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago,
Buenos Aires, Sydney, and Melbourne. Hence, wherever one travels in the world, an Irish pub or bar should not be hard to find. Thanks. Next music. The origins of our French people can be traced back to the Celtic tribes. Okay, it's done. Called the Gauls, that inhabited the region known as Gaul, modern day France. Oh, okay. Around 500 BCE. The Romans conquered that place in the mid-1st century and established many colonies throughout the country. These settlements eventually grew into modern-day cities like Paris and Lyon. France's position as the global centre of wine and viticulture also began under Roman rule, as the climate there is ideal for grape growing. Oh, I didn't know that. In the 5th century CE, the Romans and Gallo-Celtic population in the region was succeeded by Germanic groups such as the Franks and Burgundians. The modern word France literally means the land of the Franks. From all this, core ethnicity of French people is a mix of Celtic, Roman, and Germanic influences, has been known to spread to other parts of the globe through French colonial activity, notably to Canada. French culture is one of the most acclaimed in the world, with some of the finest writers and painters of the 19th and 20th century, with literary, intellectual, and artistic giants such as Émile Zola, Alexandre Dumas, Claude Monet, Paul something, and Albert Camus, all hailing from France. During the Belle Époque era, Paris was considered the cultural capital of the world. Don't know what happened there. The region of modern-day Denmark was inhabited by Germanic people in ancient times, such as the Angles, Cimbri, and Jutes. The Jutland Peninsula region of mainland Denmark is named after the Jutes, who played a significant role in the early history of the area. Danish is a North Germanic language, which aligns with the historical presence of these Germanic tribes. In medieval times, the Danes expanded outwards toward around the Northern Sea, notably to England, where English chroniclers referred to the Norse invaders as Danes. They also said in the Faroe Islands and Iceland. Oh, I love Iceland. I want to go to Iceland so bad. Between 9th and 12th centuries. In the 19th century, the Church of Latter-day Saints, LDS, proselytized in Denmark and converted a significant number of people. Good for them. Many of these converts, in turn, migrated to North America, of course. There are a significant number of people with Danish ethnicity today in the United States, in states like Utah, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Danish culture is a mix of Germanic and Norse elements, a product of its position between Germany to the south and Scandinavia to the north. The country has produced internationally significant scientists like that person and Niels Bohr, as well as major philosophers like Soren Kierkegaard. I don't know. It is also home to the Dogme 95 filmmaking movement, pioneered by directors like Thomas Vinterberg. Nice. The Bretons, or the Britons, I don't know. The Bretons are an ethnic people who inhabit the Brittany region of northwestern France. In ancient times, Brittany was inhabited by the Gallo-Celts. It only experienced a minimal amount of Roman colonization, owing to its geographical location, and the Celtic dimension was reinforced in the early Middle Ages, as Celtic Britons from Wales and England migrated there in large numbers. This Celtic element to Breton society has remained strong over the centuries. For instance, Brittany is the only part of France where a non-Romance language was widely spoken until modern times. Breton, a southwestern Brittonic language of the Celtic family, culture there is also closely connected to the sea, and many Britons over the centuries have been fishermen or mariners. That's crazy because my sibling also works on boats, and so does one of my parents. That's crazy. It's in the blood. It's in the blood. Stereotypes. Anyway, the Brittany region also retains its own distinct culture in terms of dress, cuisine, and music. Nantes historically was considered part of Brittany and served as its capital. However, since the 1941 administrative changes, what happened there, I wonder? Nantes is now part of the Pays de la Loire, the real region. Despite this, it retains significant Breton cultural influences and important intersection of Breton and French influences. During that era of the late 19th century, the quaint Breton town of Pont-Aven became a mecca for some of the most important precious painters of today, like Paul someone, Henry Murray, and Paul someone. So many Pauls. Germanic. Here we go. This is where it's going to get rough. Nice. The Germanic people are a broad group of Indo-European people who moved across the Eurasian landmass in ancient times to inhabit Eastern, Central, and Northern Europe. The Germanic people originated and spread from southern Scandinavia and northern Germany, starting around 500 BCE. They dominated the northern half of Europe for the next 1,000 years, while the Roman Empire covered roughly of the southern half of the continent. Oh boy! Germanic ethnicity is not confined to Germany and Austria. I wonder why. Over 5 million people, oh that's close, of Germanic ethnicity left Europe and headed to the Americas in the late 19th century, settling in large numbers in the United States, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, and several other countries. That is a lot of South America there. Over the centuries, Germany and Austria have made significant contributions to European culture. Oh yeah? Particularly in the sphere of classical music with Bach, Handel, Mozart, and Beethoven, also hailing from Central Europe. German writers, scientists, and philosophers, like Immanuel Kant, and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe are world-renowned. Stars of German cuisine are beer and pork, with food and beverage events like Oktoberfest having an international reputation. Wow. Anyway, that was my DNA. Whitest fucker to ever exist. Probably will always be that way until my children, and then the next children, and the next children, and then it just keeps going until it implodes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you enjoyed looking at that as much as I did. Sorry for the horrible accents, but it's never going to stop this guy. And I'll see you all